With the CBD stalks, there's a lot of lignin, which actually connects all of those fibers together. And that lignin makes the fiber a lot thicker and it's a lot more difficult to process.
Hi y'all, welcome back. Today we are back at CNY Hemp Processing with Steve Halton in New Woodstock, New York.
And there is so much that can be done with these, like a hemp shirt like I have on, the socks that I've got on, even jewelry. There's just endless uses. So we have two different types of strains here.
There was an error in my vocabulary. Hemp leaders are working on eliminating the incorrect word strain and replacing that with variety or cultivar. You will hear me say strain again, followed by Steve saying it correctly.
Being used for completely different byproducts. This has also been processed down a little bit in some form. Will you give us some more information on the differences in the strains and then the byproducts as well?
This is actually a specific cultivar that's grown for textile grade fiber, and then this is the CBD stalks.
Where was this grown?
This was grown right here in central New York.
Oh.
It was actually SUNY Morrisville grew it.
Oh, okay.
So you can see a little bit of the differences between these because obviously this is a very narrow stalk that's grown for textile grade, and this is the CBD stalk. And obviously everyone gets excited over the hurd that's in the center, and you can see that there's just a little bit of hurd in the middle of this fiber stalk. The fiber is so much finer on the textile grade or a cultivar that's grown for textiles, and this makes it a lot easier to process. And with the CBD stalks, there's a lot of lignin, which actually connects all of those fibers together, and that lignin makes the fiber a lot thicker and it's a lot more difficult to process. So we like working with the textile grade because it's a lot easier to run through the decorticator, it's a lot easier to process, and also with CBD stalks the fiber lengths are a lot shorter, whereas the fiber cultivars can be 6 to 8 feet tall. So we get longer lengths, so you can get more of that high grade versus versus like a low grade that might be considered what would be used for rope or something. I usually look at more of a rope style fiber in a CBD stalk, and then when we get our high grade textile, that would be, depending on the process, could be closer to like a silk type of feel. The fiber will work on the carding process and the degumming process. The degumming, it separates that fiber and breaks down the lignin, so it's easier to process, so you can get the really fine pieces of fiber that can then be used to be spun into string and yarn and then eventually made into textiles.
Super cool. And so you kind of just hit a key word that some of our viewers might not be aware of. What is degumming?
Yeah, so degumming is the process of breaking down, like I said, all that lignin that holds those fibers together. So it makes it from being these really big pieces into really fine pieces. And it's generally done with harsh chemicals, but we've been working on using all natural enzymes like a brewer's yeast. We've also worked on using natural acids like citric acid, like you'd find, it's kind of a little bit stronger version than you'd get from a lemon, to actually break that down, because we're a very family-oriented company and really think it's scary to have those harsh chemicals on clothes that our kids are going to be wearing. So keeping it as natural as possible.